Ever wondered how much of what you know about space is actually fact? It's a vast, mysterious expanse that's been the subject of countless tales, myths, and misconceptions. We've all heard them. The sun is yellow, there's no gravity in space, or even that humans explode when exposed to the vacuum. But how much of this is true? Well, hold on to your telescopes, because today we're going to debunk 11 of the most popular lies you were told about space. Lie number 1. The sun is yellow. Now, this is a common belief most of us have held since our earliest days of crayon drawings, but it's far from the truth. You see, the sun, when viewed from space, isn't yellow at all. It's white. Yes, you heard it right, pure, unadulterated white. But why does it appear yellow or even red to us here on Earth? Well, that's all thanks to our atmosphere. When sunlight, composed of various colors, enters our atmosphere, it gets scattered. Blue and violet light get scattered more, and the remaining light that reaches our eyes is predominantly yellow, orange, or red. But when astronauts look at the sun from space, without the atmosphere to scatter the light, they see the sun as it truly is, a brilliant white star. So the next time you look at the sun, remember, it's not really yellow. Lie number 2, stars don't twinkle. Now you might be thinking, wait, what? I've seen stars twinkle with my own eyes. But the reality is a bit more complex. You see, the stars themselves aren't actually twinkling. This effect is known as stellar scintillation, and it's all due to our atmosphere. When starlight enters our atmosphere, it's refracted or bent by the layers of air with different densities and temperatures. This bending of light creates the illusion of the star shifting position and brightness, which we perceive as twinkling. If you were to observe stars from outer space, they would appear steady and unblinking because there's no atmosphere to distort the starlight. It's a bit like looking at something underwater. The object isn't moving, but the water makes it appear as if it is. So stars don't twinkle, it's our atmosphere playing tricks on us. Lie number 3, there's no gravity in space. Now, this one is indeed a popular misconception. The truth is, gravity is everywhere in space. Yes, you heard it right. It's just that its effects diminish as we move further away from a massive object. Think of it like a radio signal. The closer you are to the station, the stronger the signal. The further you get, the weaker it becomes. Gravity is the cosmic glue that holds the universe together. It's the force that pulls space rocks into a planet, keeps moons orbiting planets and planets orbiting stars. Even galaxies are held together by the gravitational pull. If there were no gravity in space, astronauts wouldn't be able to stay in orbit around the Earth. They would simply drift away into the endless void of space. So, the idea that there's no gravity in space, that's a myth. Lie number 4. There's a dark side of the moon. Now, don't let Pink Floyd lead you astray, because all sides of the moon do, in fact, get their fair share of sunlight. Here's the thing. The moon spins on its axis at the same rate it orbits Earth. This phenomenon, known as synchronous rotation, means we only ever see about 50% of the moon's surface from our home planet. The other half, often dubbed the dark side, isn't perpetually shrouded in darkness. It's merely hidden from our terrestrial gaze. When the moon is between the Earth and the sun during a new moon phase, the dark side is fully illuminated by the sun. Conversely, during a full moon phase, the side we see is basking in sunlight while the other half is in darkness. So there's no permanent dark side of the moon, just a side we can't see from Earth. Lie number 5, shooting stars are stars. Now, this is a charming thought, isn't it? That we're making wishes on stars blazing across the night sky. But alas, the truth is something quite different. What we're actually seeing isn't a star at all, but a meteoroid. These are small chunks of cosmic debris that burn up as they pass through our Earth's atmosphere. As they hurtle towards us at phenomenal speeds, they heat up due to friction and start to glow, creating that beautiful streak of light we see in the sky. So, the next time you're out stargazing and you see a streak of light across the sky, remember, you're not looking at a star going rogue. No, you're witnessing the fiery end of a meteoroid's journey through space. So, shooting stars aren't stars at all. They're meteoroids. Lie number 6, black holes are holes. Now, that's a bit of a misnomer, isn't it? Despite their name, black holes are not empty space. Instead, they are incredibly dense objects with a gravitational pull so strong that even light cannot escape their grasp. Imagine, if you will, an object so compact yet so massive that it warps the very fabric of space-time around it. That's a black hole for you. You see, when a massive star exhausts its nuclear fuel, it collapses under its own gravity and forms a black hole. The result is an object with a gravitational field so intense that absolutely nothing, not even particles or electromagnetic radiation like light, can escape from it. So, black holes aren't holes. They're dense, gravity-filled regions of space. They're the universe's ultimate recycling bin, taking in matter and energy, and who knows what comes out the other side. One of the many mysteries the universe holds for us to uncover. Lie number 7. You can see the Great Wall of China from space. This is a popular myth heard in classrooms and dinner tables across the globe. But let's debunk it right here. Despite its impressive length, stretching over 13,000 miles, the Great Wall of China is less than 30 feet wide. That's narrower than a motorway lane. Now imagine trying to spot that from a distance of about 250 miles away in space. It's like trying to see a single hair strand from 2 miles away. Quite impossible, isn't it? Even astronauts aboard the International Space Station, armed with some of the best telescopes and cameras, struggle to capture a clear image of the Great Wall. So, to sum up, without aid, it's virtually impossible for the naked eye to spot the Great Wall from space. It's just another space myth we've debunked today. So, you can't actually see the Great Wall of China from space. Lie number 8. Humans explode in space without a spacesuit. This is a dramatic image, but it's not quite accurate. Let's break it down. The lack of atmospheric pressure in the vast expanse of space doesn't cause the human body to explode, but it does have severe consequences. Imagine you're suddenly exposed to space's vacuum. Your body doesn't explode, but the oxygen in your body would rapidly deplete, causing you to lose consciousness within 15 seconds. As a result, you wouldn't last more than a minute or two. Simultaneously, the water in your body would start to vaporize due to the low pressure, leading to painful swelling. Exposure to solar radiation without the Earth's protective atmosphere would also pose a significant risk, causing severe sunburn in a short time. So, while the human body doesn't explode in space, the reality isn't any less terrifying. So humans don't explode in space, but it's still a deadly environment without protection. Lie number 9. Sound can travel in space. Now, let's debunk this myth. You see, sound waves need a medium to travel through. On Earth, that's usually air, but it can also be water, steel, or any other type of matter. But space, my friends, is a different kettle of fish. It's what we call a vacuum, which means it's almost entirely empty of matter. So, there's nothing for sound to travel through. Sound in space is like a fish without water. It simply can't exist. So those dramatic spaceship explosions you witness in sci-fi movies, complete with resounding booms and bangs, pure fiction, I'm afraid. In reality, they'd be eerily silent. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? The vast, infinite expanse of space, utterly devoid of sound, so in space no one can hear you scream. Lie number 10. Space is empty. This is a common misconception that couldn't be further from the truth. Despite its deceptive blackness, space is far from a perfect vacuum. It's teeming with gas, dust, and other particles that fill the void between celestial bodies. Even the most remote regions of space, places that seem utterly devoid of anything at all, contain at least a few hydrogen atoms per cubic meter. And in the denser regions, like the spiral arms of galaxies, you'll find thousands of atoms or molecules in that same amount of space. Let's not forget the cosmic microwave background radiation, a relic from the Big Bang, permeating every cubic centimeter of the universe. Then there are cosmic rays, high-energy particles zipping through space at near light speed. So when we say space is empty, we're not quite telling the whole story. In reality, it's a bustling, microcosmic city, humming with activity on scales too small for the naked eye to see. So space isn't empty, it's full of matter. Lie number 11. The Earth rotates around the Sun in 24 hours. Now, if you've been thinking this all along, it's time for a little Astronomy 101. It's true that the Earth rotates, or spins, on its axis every 24 hours. And this is what gives us our daily cycle of day and night. However, when it comes to the Earth's journey around the Sun, that's a different story. This movement is known as the Earth's orbit. It's a massive celestial voyage that takes our planet a whole year to complete. That's right, a full 365.25 days, give or take a few minutes. This is the reason we have different seasons, and why we add an extra day in February every 4 years. A day we call the leap day. So next time when you look up at the Sun, remember, it's not a daily race. So, it takes 1 year, not 1 day, for the Earth to orbit the Sun. And there you have it, 11 lies you were told about space. We've journeyed through misconceptions, from the Sun's true color to the twinkling of stars, the reality of gravity in space, and the myths about the Moon's dark side. We've debunked the falsehoods about shooting stars, black holes, the Great Wall of China, human survival in space, sound's existence in the cosmos, the emptiness of space, and the Earth's rotation. Thanks for joining this cosmic journey of truth. Remember, space is always full of surprises.